Hey guys, it's me, the Morning Ping. So I'm back with the third part of my thoughts on furries and anti-furries. I think I'm gonna start talking a bit about anti-furries today, specifically the, childish anti-furries. Like all groups, there's good and then there's bad. I say the good are the good constructive anti-furries that just don't mindlessly attack other furries and only go for the negative aspects of the fandom. But the childish anti-furries, they are kind of creating their problem. And I know, okay, so just hear me out here. So say so in the childish anti-furries, there's going to be people that who kind of turn to the furry fandom because, how do I explain it? It's kind of like, gosh, I'm thinking of a way to explain it right now. So it's kind of like, gosh, why is it so hard to explain? but, but like, the exposure to all of this stuff, especially at a certain age, it can kind of, man, it's the furry fandom. It has a type of assimilatory nature. While it does not apply to every anti-furry, while it does not mostly affect the more mature anti-furries who are more constructive in their methods, the ones that go and blindly attack, it could it could affect them, and often the terminology used by furries is that the anti-furries are just furries in denial. While I would say this is primarily not true for any constructive anti-furries, it is the case of this is more common in childish anti-furry. And I'm not saying that you're automatically just a furry in denial if you're one of the ones that just go out and directly attack them, but you could eventually, after leaving the anti-furry movement, adopt said behaviors. And I'm just gonna say this now. I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off right now that every person is gonna, at least every childish anti-furry is gonna move on from being, a childish anti-furry in the future. Or I kind of went through that, and I feel like a lot of other people have to go through that. And it's kind of like a seed of some sort. It's a seed or a virus of some kind. And that's kind of suppressed by the hatred and, ravenous, it's like that mentality you gotta go attack them. But when that suppressant is gone, you've basically it's basically it has free reign to take over. All the other stuff that would probably get someone into the fandom already is already there. They've already experienced it. The only thing that was, suppressing it was the anti-furry, mentality. And now that mentality is gone, the mentality that should have taken that place is now, expanding in their minds. So I'm not saying that it happens to all anti-furries. It can happen to a select few, but it does. But if childish anti-furries is who then move on from being anti-furries, thus create more furries, it then creates the perceived threat that some anti-furries have, or that there's more of a possibility for bad furries to be formed from from regular furries. And I feel like a lot of these furries could be former anti-furries, especially former childish anti-furries that just fought the furries blindly without actually analyzing the situation and thinking of constructive ways to deal with the negative parts of the fandom. And thus, it kind of creates a cycle of some sorts. The furries, they exist. The anti-furries then come into existence. And then the anti-furries, mostly the childish ones, stop being anti-furries. And then they in turn, off of no longer having the anti-furry mentality to suppress the furry mentality, then become furries themselves, which could increase the population of furries. And that just leads into the cycle beginning again. More furries equals more anti-furries, and then more anti-furries equals more former anti-furries, and then some former anti-furries equals more furries. So it's kind of like a cycle. And I'm just going to, and I'll just be honest. Like to anyone who actually just wants to destroy the furry fandom, the hard truth is that you would have to destroy anti-furries as well as furries. Because while some anti-furries will not become furries when they leave, they're like say that the entire furry fandom was just like gone, wiped out, gone, and say that all the anti-furries remain. There is an acute possibility that they'll move on and then become the new hypothetical furries in the future, and then it kind of creates a cycle. Hopefully, what I'm saying is coherent and not just some gibberish blabber coming from like an idiot. That hopefully I'm making sense. So if you guys want to further discuss it, I'm free for discussion in the comment section. So you can go if you wanna, and if you have any ideas how to make these videos, not just black screen, you can put all suggestions in. I could probably have a funny video play in the background, or just an image or just gameplay of some type in the background. So if you want to just see that, just comment below if you have any suggestions. Well, I think that's all that I have to say for now. Just ping out.